Hello everyone, this is Orlando from A Collector's Dream. And today I want to show you a book that I got for Father's Day that I didn't show, but I got this from my daughter. And it's a story of baseball and photographs. And I'm wearing my Mangini gloves today because I'm going to show some cards here. And it's very humid here in South Florida today. But this book is from the Sports Illustrated. And it shows you the photographs, and this particular photograph is of Mickey Mantle, and it's of Mantle in his later years when he was struggling, and he was having one of his worst years ever. I think this was in 1965, 66, somewhere around that time, and you could see his disgust because his body just couldn't do much of what he wanted. It's an awesome picture, and that's why I wanted to put my gloves on so I could show you just something to go along with that. I got to show some cards. So that's the Mick, and that's his celebration set card. And basically it's a postcard. And you've seen these before, but it's a beautiful rendition of the Mick batting and then striking out or hitting a foul ball or something there. It just didn't work out for him. So I'm going to show you a little bit about the book. It starts from the beginning, and it's just a lot of nice, beautiful photographs. It's just very, very humid here, so I'm wearing the gloves. So it talks about, the guy being there, basically Sports Illustrated. This is the old time game. Here's some of the World Series from 1919. Gorgeous pictures. Here's Pete Rose, Charlie Hustle, and then it begins with the beginnings. Talks about the Cincinnati Red Stockings, the first team back in the 1860s, and then basically it says the beginning of the world. I'm outside, you gotta bear with the helicopters here. We're near the Tamiami Airport, which is a small airport here. And this is the World Series back in the day. Beautiful picture of Christy Matheson. And that's in 1906. Christy Matheson, 1906. This is 1908. And this is Willie Keeler. And Willie Keeler was 5'4", and the guy was incredible. He had 2,932 hits, and out of that, 2,500 were singles, because he had the famous saying that says, keep your eye. They asked him, how do you won 2 batting titles, how did you do that? And Willie Keeler says, he says, keep your eye clear and hit them where they ain't. That's all. Hit them where they ain't. Cy Young, over 500 wins, 513 wins. This is the Boner at Coogan's Bluff, and this was the Merkle game where he blew it. He blew the game. It's a great story. One time we should share this because Chicago ended up winning, and Merkle played in 5 World Series and he lost all 5. And the one that he could have won was this one here, where he blew the play and he didn't get it. So it talks about, and then it has Hannes Wagner. It's got, of course, Ty Cobb, Connie Mack, best managers around, Connie Mack. And to me, the best pitcher ever, and the highest WAR of any pitcher ever, so that kind of puts him as the best pitcher ever, Walter Johnson, the Big Train. And the Big Train was incredible. He's known as the hardest throwing pitcher in the game. And back then, in 1914, Johnson's fastball was pitted against a race with a motorcycle. And they measured the speed at 99.7 miles an hour back in 1914. How accurate was that? We don't know. But, just an incredible pitcher. And, didn't pitch with one of the best teams ever. But to me, he was the best. And a lot of players, they were asked back in the days, who would you want to be your starting pitcher? And most of them say Walter Johnson. And then you got Babe Ruth here. You got Shoeless Joe Jackson. Beautiful picture of Shoeless Joe Jackson. And then this was the basically the World Series in 1920, and the crowd that assembled. This was the first time that they ever showed a reenaction of the game. And what they actually did was they did like people were dressed like, you know, 'cause there were no TV or anything like that, and you couldn't get in the game. It was full. So what they would do is like a reenactment. They would kind of do like a little play where, you know, people would get dressed up as a Yankee, and then he would be on first base, and the other guy would go to second, and they'd pretend they got a hit, and so on and so on. First commissioner was Kennesaw Mountain Landis. The Babe, of course, just changed all of baseball. The highest WAR of any player ever in the history of baseball. Carl Hubble. You got the Spy, Mo Berg. It's a great little book. And here you got the Negro League players. And those guys were just incredible. It's unfortunate a lot of them did not get to play in the majors. But, you know, you had many players there. You had, you know, you had people like Ray Dandridge. That was one of the guys there. Just looking for a few of the guys here real quick. Give you a good idea where else I can pull in there and show you. Oops, hey, come on, get Ray Dandridge back in there. Let's see what else. You have people like Cool Papa Bell. Cool Papa Bell. Awesome Negro League players. People like Roy Campanella. Incredible players in the day. And, you know, you can't pass up Monty Irvin. So those are some of the Negro League players that played in the league at the time, that played in the Negro Leagues, and then went on to play. Some of them went on to play in the majors. That's the Ray Dandridge. That's a Cool Papa Bell. And you can see him there. He was one of the fastest guys. I say Cool Papa Bell would turn off the light switch and be in bed before the lights went out. There's Monty Irvin, an incredible player. And one of the greatest catchers of all time, Mr. Roy Campanella. Look at him there, first catch, tagging the guy out with the old style stuff. Beautiful autograph of Roy Campanella. So those are some of the Negro Leaguers pages here. And you move on to the Gas House Gang, and then the people that were the best of the best that were inducted into the Hall of Fame. And those were, of course, you know, the top guys. Hannes Wagner, Ty Cobb, see which is Ty Cobb here, I gotta see, I'm not real sure. So you got, no, that's Eddie Collins. You got Babe Ruth, you got Connie Mack, here you got Cy Young over here. In the back you got Hannes Wagner, you got Grover Cleveland Alexander. Grover Cleveland Alexander, one of the most underrated pitcher, nobody talks about him. This guy was awesome, I'm gonna do a video on him one day. And then of course you got Tris Speaker, one of the greatest players. Some consider him one of the top 10 players in the history of baseball. Nab LaJoy, again, another incredible player. George Sisler, and of course, the big guy, the big train, Walter Johnson. These were the first people inducted into the Hall of Fame. So great pictures. There's Lou Gehrig. That's the time when they were beamed. They beamed this guy. It was Mickey Cochran. And no, it was Joe Medwick. Sorry, it was Joe Medwick that was beamed. Supposedly they beamed him on purpose. And good thing that came out of that is they created the batting helmets. The Dodgers were the first ones to start using batting helmets back in the day, beginning in 1948. It says here. So there's Joe D, Joe DiMaggio. And you got I think that's Hank Greenberg there. And they had to go to the war. You got Teddy Ballgame over here. Let's pull out Teddy Ballgame. Hold on 1 second, guys. I should have been more prepared. You know how I do my videos. I sometimes just don't even prepare. Not a good thing for me. But we'll get to it. Bear with me. Bear with me. Here we go. There's Teddy Ballgame right there. So, whoops. Hey, come on. A little windy out here. So anyway, there's Ted Williams. And, you know, one of his sayings was, a man has to have goals for a day, for a lifetime. And that was mine, to have people say, there goes Ted Williams, the greatest hitter who ever lived. That was his goal. And I pretty much think he achieved that goal. And that's Ted Williams' autograph on the celebration card. So Ted Williams, the last player to hit 400. Will there ever be another? I say no, even though that my guy from my team, Lisa Rice, is batting up close, very close to 400 right now for the Marlins. But that's going to be a tough task. I don't believe he'll be able to do it. But that's Ted Williams. So moving on a little bit in the book there. Let's see what else we got in here we could show you. Taking it to the streets, the golden years. Oh man, I got a bunch of stuff over here. Satchel Page. I do not have a Satchel Page autograph. I wish I had one. I would show it to you. Because that's one card that one day I may have a Satchel autograph. We'll have to see what happens with that. And now you got, this is a little midget guy. Gosh, I got to take off one of my gloves here, guys. It's just getting way too hot for me. Sweating on that glove, so we'll keep the other one going here for now. So this is a Bobby Thompson, and this is the catch, Willie Mays catch. Mr. Cub, Ernie Banks. I gotta pull Ernie out of here. So let's check out Ernie Banks, Mr. Cub. So there comes Ernie Banks. We'll carefully place that here. Mr. Cub, Ernie Banks. A quote that was said about him: he was one of the greatest players of all time. He was a pioneer in the major leagues. And more importantly, he was the warmest and most sincere person I've ever known. And that was said by the Cubs owner, Tom Ricketts. He was the most sincere and honest person he's never, ever known. Ernie Banks, that's why he is Mr. Cub. And that's Ernie Banks' autograph here. So, hope you're enjoying the book. I don't have a Jackie autograph. I'll show you that. The presidents started coming in to play here. The perfect game. You know, that's an incredible game by Don Larson back in those days. And that page wants to turn. I'm not going to let it turn because I got a card to show you. And here it is, Yogi Berra. And there he is, hugging Don Larson after he pitched the perfect game. So that's the Yogi. And there he is, getting the guy out. So he's getting a Dodger out. I don't know if that's Jackie or what, but that's a nice, that's the Yogi Berra autograph. I'll show you that one. And let's see what else we got in the book. Got a bunch of stuff in here. I don't know how much longer I'm going to go with the video. We're close to 15 minutes, but I hope you're enjoying. This is Roger Maris. And great stuff about Roger Maris here. Great little story. And, you know, he never hit more than 40 home runs in any season. And then, you know, during this race, he went through hell. He slept poorly. He lost clumps of hair. You know, the pressure was so intense on him. And then he finally hit the 59th home run in the 154 games. And the commissioner was saying, oh, he didn't break the record because he had 60, so he didn't break the record, and so on and so on. And so they ended up that he entered in the books qualified as a 162 game record breaker, but his name is still listed under Roos. But he hit the number 61 in the final game of the year. Casey Stengel. You got Stan, the man, Musial. We got to pull a Musial here. Got a Musial. There he is. So there's Stan Musial, and there he is. And Harry Carey once described Stan Musial's last at bat. He says, this is what his last, he says, take a look, fans. Take a good long look. Remember the swing and the stance. We won't see his like again. That was on his last at bat. Harry Carey was describing his final at bat. And an incredible hitter, Stan Musial. There he is. That's his batting stance that was described by Harry Carey. And there he is. Stan Musial, a legend in St. Louis, a legend at Busch Stadium. Next we got Sandy Koufax, pure greatness, and he was. You got Vince Scully, and hate him. We had to leave Cuba because of him. Lost everything we had in the world because of this man right here. Everything my family worked for was lost and gone. All right, so we got Bob Gibson, Gibby, another just incredible player. And what can you say about Bob Gibson? He was just unhittable. They actually changed the mound because of him, because he was striking out everybody, and they had to lower the mound. He just changed pitching basically. And I'm looking through cards, and I think I forgot Buck Leonard. Forgot to show you the Buck Leonard card. Did I show you that? I don't think I did. Another Negro Leaguer. And can't find a Bob Gibson right now. I don't know where it is, so we will pass on that for now. And let's take a look at some more. And of course, the Mick. That's the picture I showed you. And I showed you the Mick's card already. And we will. We'll go ahead and pass on that for now. I'll put it back away in the list. This was a very bad incident, and one of the reasons, this is Juan Marichal. One of the reasons Juan Marichal was initially, because he was, if you look at all the statistics, and you look at Juan Marichal, he literally had the best record of any pitcher in the 60s. But Marichal had an issue, and one time he hit John Roseborough with a bat because they threw the ball at Marichal to try to hit him, and Marichal hit him with the bat, and he got a very bad reputation because of that. People didn't like him, but eventually Roseborough and him made up. Roseborough, said that it was okay with it and he understood. So he forgave him. But that's one reason Marichal was kind of put back a little bit in the Hall of Fame. So that is the Juan Marichal, Dominican dandy, one of the best pitchers in baseball, one of the best Hispanic pitchers. And basically, you could argue he was the best pitcher in the 60s. And the rest here is you got The Braves coming into town, coming in from Milwaukee into Atlanta. So that was Peachtree. And we'll go ahead and get Hank out there. So the Braves moved from Milwaukee to Atlanta. And they brought an incredible team with them. And we will see if we can show you some of the players from that team. Some players from that team. And of course, Hank Aaron. And Eddie Matthews. Two of the greatest players from the Milwaukee and the Atlanta. Mainly Milwaukee for Eddie Matthews. And, the rest, you got some, this is at Lopez Field. And, this is talking about spring training. And a quote from Ricky Henderson here. He said that, "I love playing this game, and every spring training feels like the first." He played for 25 years, so for many, many years. So this is the 1967 Red Sox. This is a great story here. And this is Jim Lomborg. He was attacked. They just tore off his uniform, and they won, and it was just pandemonium. And it was just, Jim Lomborg's quote was, "We've given a lot of people a lot of happiness, including ourselves." So, then the rest is more of the modern players with the Labor Revolution. You got P. Rose, a hustler. And then you got, of course, a model for everyone, Roberto Clemente. And that's one autograph that definitely would love to have one day. And I think I'm going to go ahead and end the video here on a good note with Roberto. And his saying from Manny Sanguillen said, "Roberto played the game of baseball with great passion. That passion could only be matched by his unrelenting commitment to make a difference in the lives of the less fortunate and those in need." Manny Sanguillen. So, guys, that's why we love Roberto Clemente, and that's why we love him not just as a player, but as a person. And I strive to be like Roberto Clemente. As a person, never be a player, but I strive to be the best that I can be and help the most people that I can help. And that's what God asks us to do. So I hope you all enjoyed this video, and check out this book. It's an incredible book, and going through it. It's called The Sports Illustrated Story of Baseball in 100 Photographs. Hope you enjoy it. Thank you, guys. Thanks for watching my videos. I truly, truly appreciate it. Can't thank you guys enough. I think that I'm at 1,499 subs. So I just don't believe that I'm at 1,500 subs. Thanks to all of you guys. So thank you so much, everyone. Remember to watch me at 3 o'clock on Sunday for Hobby Palooza on Bench Clear Media. So put that on your calendar. I'll be there. Any questions you have, please let me know. Thanks, guys. Have an awesome, awesome day. It's Orlando from A Collector's Dream. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe.